Now I want to pivot to the NFL because, listen, as I said at the outset of the show, mid-July means rookies show up in training camps, right? And then the week after come the veterans. And in that little in-between, we got 2 or 3 days here. We get like the MLB All-Star break, and we get a bunch of lists in the NFL. So ESPN had an interesting list of the top 10 quarterbacks heading into 2025. And just so I get it accurate here, it's according to executives, coaches, and scouts. And you see it here on the screen. If you're watching on FS1 radio audience, I'm going to tease you for a little bit. But these are the top 10 quarterbacks according to executives. Who are executives around the league, guys? Just give that a thought for a second. Coaches and scouts. Now, the top 4 are obvious every year, right? In whatever order you want: Burrow, Mahomes, Lamar, Josh Allen. Okay? Executives love Patrick Mahomes. The guy's amazing. After that, it gets difficult. 5 through 10 is a big question mark. And I'm pretty certain and we will never get this, but if we got the ages of the executive coaches and scouts, I think we could draw a line between what we're seeing here on the screen and what the actual rankings are. I don't have any disagreement with the top 4, and nobody should. The order we can quibble over. But the reality is 5 through 10 is extremely difficult. And I cannot believe that Jalen Hurts was once again utterly disrespected by executive coaches and scouts. Jalen Hurts has been to 2 Super Bowls. He went toe-to-toe with Mahomes in one of them and was nearly the MVP, but they lost. Then he smashed Mahomes this past February in the Super Bowl and was the MVP. And Jalen Hurts is only 9th, the 9th best quarterback in the NFL. Well, there is another interesting thing that came up in the meeting this morning. And that was, if you look at that list of the top 10 guys, Jalen Hurts is the only non-first-round quarterback. First impressions matter. Oh, were you a first-round pick? Well, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt over and over and over again. I keep hearing that, oh, well, Jalen Hurts has a stacked deck, Jay. Does he really? I was unaware of that. I was unaware that he had a different offensive coordinator every season he's been in the NFL. For all this Jared Goff love, and Jared Goff's on the list, he's good. He would make my top 12. Jared Goff came into the league, got Jeff Fisher, was totally terrible, and then gets gifted Sean McVay, one of the sharpest offensive minds of this generation. And then he goes to Ben Johnson, one of the most coveted offensive coordinators in the last 10 years. And Jared Goff is better than Jalen Hurts. Oh, Jared Goff was the number 1 overall pick. That's right. First impressions matter. Now, we did have a spirited chat because I'm very bullish on Hurts. I have him unequivocally number 5. These executive coaches and scouts have Jayden Daniels at 5, and that's fine. Jayden Daniels was amazing last year. Let's see the numbers on Jalen Hurts from the pocket, because this is the big knock on Jalen Hurts. He doesn't win from the pocket. Oh, really? Well, I have actual data that flies in the face of the idea that Hurts doesn't win from the pocket. He was 2nd in completion percentage. And it's not a check down Charlie situation because as you see here, he was 3rd in yards per attempt, 8.5. He was 5th in passer rating, 14 touchdowns from the pocket. We say, Jay, okay, he had 1 good year. Well, I'll remind you, Jayden Daniels had 1 good year. It was the greatest rookie year ever. But, we've got 3 years of data from Jalen Hurts in the pocket. Guys, wouldn't you know it? He's been hella consistent. 72%, 71, 74. Passer rating, really, really good. Yards per attempt, no check down. Now, 23 was a little bit of a pullback. Another offensive coordinator, that one didn't work out. That was, remember, they elevated a quarterback coach. I don't even know if that guy's still in the league. And Jalen Hurts now is winning from the pocket for 3 straight years. Folks, if you don't have him 5, how on earth can you have guys like Jared Goff ahead of him? Well, here's the idea. Because the idea of what a quarterback is has changed dramatically over the last 30 or 40 years. These executives, remember, these are the same executives who wanted Lamar Jackson to pivot from quarterback to wide receiver. Yeah, that's a thing. That was a real thing. Look it up. Okay? These executives had an idea of what a quarterback was for 30 or 40 years. I need me a 6'3", statuesque pocket passer. That's what they wanted. They wanted the Jeff Georges of the world. They wanted Drew Bledsoe. Guys who were quarterbacks who were fantastic. But somewhere along the line, youth football coaches realized, I don't have a big pocket passer. Let me just put my best athlete at quarterback. And he's going to run around and make plays. He can win from the pocket, but he can also win with his legs on third down. And that became then a thing from not just youth football to college football. And then it kind of started to translate into the pros with guys like Mike Vick and Cam Newton, who were essentially the first iteration of running quarterbacks. Steve Young was mobile. I wouldn't call him a runner. Great running quarterback, but more mobile. He won from the pocket first. So Vick and Cam Newton were kind of inconsistent from the pocket. But now the next generation of guys, Jaden Daniels, Jaylen Hurts, these are quarterbacks. Listen, let's be real. Lamar Jackson. These are quarterbacks. Josh Allen, who was a runner. Remember, he was like barely 60% completion from the pocket. In college, he's now turned into, he can beat you with his legs and his arm. So the idea of a quarterback has totally changed. And I think a lot of these evaluators just don't get it. Yes, I love Matthew Stafford. He's awesome. If it's 3rd and 7, he's not a threat to scramble for that first down. And just the looks of quarterbacks now is just changing things around the league. And wouldn't you know it, Jalen Hurts is right there at the forefront with Lamar Jackson. He just has the postseason success. So, again, I'm not, totally disagreeing with these executives, coaches, and coaches and scouts. But the reality is, they don't even have Brock Purdy on this list. He didn't make the top 10. So, as you can expect, I'll do my top 10 later in the show. We're going to expand it. Because remember, last week we were drinking 6-packs here on the show. Today we're expanding it from a 6er to a 12-pack. So, yeah, a lot of these pocket guys still make it. But I lean toward the athlete who's going to get me the scramble on 3rd and 7, who's multidimensional. By the way, Burrow, Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, all multidimensional quarterbacks can beat you from the pocket and scrambling.